I want to say now, I'm really sorry if this does offend people, this video, or if it seems like I'm just kind of complaining. That is not my aim. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to prove a point with this video, how the media is just fudging up our brain, especially someone like me, who, let's be real, doesn't really have a lot to complain about. So I am skinny. Just in case you didn't know, look at my lovely little arms. I am underweight. My BMI is underweight. It's not probably the healthiest my body could be. I get told that a lot by doctors. The thing is, I used to get really offended by the word skinny, and I'm not really sure why, because at the end of the day it's an adjective. It's what? It's an adjective. Just like the word fat is an adjective, and why can't I say that word right? Just like the word fat is an adjective, it's not working. And there's nothing wrong with the word fat. It's just describing something, but people have been using the word fat as negative, as an insult, so there's a negative connotation with it, and I thought it was the same as skinny. It's not. Some people want to be skinny. Some people use skinny as an insult, and some people use skinny as a compliment. I've never really heard people use fat as a compliment, which is confusing. But yeah, so I used to have this weird thing with the word skinny, because I'm just dramatic, I guess. I don't know. It was probably because a lot of people do comment on my weight a lot of the time. I used to work in a milkshake shop when I was 15, and I remember I was making a milkshake. The customer was like, "Oh, you do look like you need a few calories. Good job you work in this milkshake shop." And I was just like, "Okay, bruh, thanks." I've had someone say to me that a 6-year-old has a bigger BMI than me. I've been walking down the street once, fresh out of food tech, holding some cookies in my hand, and someone shouted at me in the car, "You need to eat more." I cried, ran to my mum's shop and cried, as you do. I've had many people like make jokes and be like, "Oh, you need to finish your plate," or "Oh, you need a second portion," "Oh, you need to eat more." They're not trying to be mean. They're not. But I get so offended by it. It really affects me. I get conscious about eating in front of people because I feel like if I don't eat enough, they're going to think I've got an eating disorder, or they're going to judge me. Or if I order a salad, they're going to be like, "Why is she having a salad? I've had that before. Like, you should get a burger." Lots of comments, but like I said, this isn't a sub story. This is just my experience. Please, I'm not being like, "Feel sorry for me, I'm so skinny." Also, it can happen to anyone, by the way, getting shamed or commented on your weight. I think the thing is, people are trying to be nice when they make comments, or like trying to be jokey, or like maybe a little bit comes out of jealousy, rather than realising that they're upsetting someone. Times are changing now, but you know, skinny used to be the ideal and lots of people would want to be skinny, so I guess if I was ever to complain about my weight, people would be like, "Oh, shut up, like, oh, you don't need to complain." Because in some people's eyes, skinny is still what people want to be. I find that baffling personally, but then that's because probably I am skinny. The grass is always greener, isn't it? I don't know, I've never felt confident in my body. I've always felt like a little child. I went through puberty really late. I've been to the doctors a fair few times about anxiety and stuff, and all they focus is on my weight. Literally all they focus in on is my weight. I would just come out of the doctors crying because I was just like, I'm so aware, but when other people are telling you, and I know the doctors are trying to help, but I don't know, it just does not make me happier. I'm very used to like people making comments about my body now. I think the thing is, I just don't get why people do it. Whether you're big, small, fat, thin, whatever you are, I just don't get it. I think it's bizarre because one comment can just cause a really, really bad moment for that one person. Like, it can do a lot of damage, just one comment. And why comment? I just don't see the point of it. I feel like a really bad sort of YouTuber, influencer person to say this, but I hate my body. I hate my body. And I know I should love my body, and body positivity is a thing, and we should all love who we are, and I think that's such a good mantra, like, love differences. Everybody's different, it's great, it's beautiful, but I can't love my own body. I don't know why. I hate it. And I can't just put it down to people making comments, because people make comments on so many people and they can still love their body. I don't know, I think I'm basing a lot of my happiness on my appearance. I look in the mirror and I hate what I see. When I was 15, we went to a Morocco school trip, and there was a pool. Everyone got in their bikinis and stuff and jumping in the pool, and I just burst into tears because I was standing there in my bikini feeling like just a bag of bones, and I just burst into tears. When I look at myself in a bikini, I feel sad, and I just can't work out like how Pete can be like, oh, you look beautiful, and I'm like, dude, are we looking at the same thing? Like, I've been joining the gym, right, and I go to the gym and I see myself in the mirror and I'm just like, how are people looking at this? I just look so skinny, and I just don't feel like I look healthy, and I just don't feel like there's anything to celebrate about this. And the worst thing is, I know that other people think the same, because I do sometimes get comments saying like, you look ill, you look so thin. It just makes me think, okay, yeah, fair play, you've got a reason for hating your body. I don't know, it just, it messes with my head. I see from myself just bones, no muscle, no fat, no bum, no like hips, no thighs. I actually, weirdly, I do have a little bit of boobage. I have lost a bit of boobage recently though, which was really sad for me because I was like, this is the only fat on my body. Do not go. I follow so many amazing body positive people on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and I'm like liking them, I'm like commenting, I'm like preach. And while doing that, I'm thinking I'm hella hypocritical. Like majorly hypocritical. Especially as I feel like I shouldn't kind of dislike what I am, because skinny people have privilege, so much privilege. I'm very aware of that. I'm a size 4/6, and you know, a couple of years ago, I'd be like the ideal body type for, you know, the media and all that. So why the hell am I complaining about it? Why the hell am I complaining that people make comments about it? I don't know. And I feel guilty because I know it shouldn't, because I know I'm privileged. Skinny people haven't been mistreated and misrepresented in the media for years, you know. I'm literally a skinny white girl, and here's me making a video basically complaining about what I look like. Bitch. What a bitch. I think I also do struggle though when I see people embracing a certain body type and then they're also slating another body type. I shouldn't take it personally at all, but I do. Like, I see people say, would you, who would want a thigh gap when you can have a bum? And like people tweeting like, I don't like skinny girls, I like big girls. Big girls are so beautiful. Marilyn Monroe, she was the truly sexiest woman, and you can't see her ribs and all that. And I'm like, I'm just like, can we just all love each other? Like, please. I'm just very naturally skinny. I probably don't have the best relationship with food because of my emetophobia, but I've always been skinny. If you look at our whole family, we're skinny. At the end of the day, I don't think my body type is the healthiest, and I am underweight, but I am quite petite anyway, and there's not much I can do about it, and I've got to accept that. Like, I do have little bones. That's how I was born. And I've come to learn that it's okay if you're not totally okay with your body. It's amazing that there are so many people out there that are, but don't feel guilty if you don't like the way you look. Because I think it's virtually impossible with all the Photoshop that's out there, all the like editing and the plastic surgery. I look on Instagram and I want to look like Rihanna, I want to look like Kylie Jenner, I want to look like Beyonce, I want to be a curvy girl, I want to look like Kim Kardashian, but I don't know what they've had done. They have personal trainers, they have like a team of people dedicated to making them look that way. Like, it's not realistic to compare yourself to people, but it's so much easier to just be like, bruv. Loving your body is a journey, and I think I'm still on the journey. I don't think you could say, okay, I'm going to love my body and tomorrow you will love your body. And that's something I'm understanding now, and everybody's different. Just because that person feels confident in their bikini doesn't mean you have to feel confident in your bikini and think, done it, I'm so bad, I'm so self-obsessed because I'm not happy. Like, I don't think it is that. Obviously the ideal is that we all just love how we look, because we're all beautiful. We are, even though it takes us a while to realise it, we are. Every journey is different. Maybe mine's a little bit of a longer one. So I'm going to end this video because I've just been babbling on, and I hope there's some sort of message with it. The world's a crazy world, but we're going to do it. We're going to deal with it, and we're going to deal with all the pressures. Love you guys. Bye.